Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the same world as an anime podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
On today's episode, but what if the boys were supernatural detectives? This is Bungo Stray Dogs. Welcome, everybody. This chapter is a Japanese bar mitzvah, boys becoming men, men becoming tigers. I'm Moxie, here with, he's got a particular set of skills. Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing?
My superpower is that I can make other people stop being good at what they're good at. See?
There you go. Hey, it worked. Good power. Good power. Dare to be Stupid's going to have a sister power soon. And we are back with Boys Arc. These are manga with boys in them. And I think
some men.
And so, yeah, they're men, but also boys. They have boys' energy. Because men energy, I think it's like men energy is like the men of Golden Kamui. Like, that's men. Like, even if there are men in this, they are boys. Like, what? I would have even said of the ones we met, even though one was an adult, the male characters in Fruits Basket. I would also call Fruits Basket a boys manga.
Yes.
Less so, but I would also say this is, because even the one that was a man was a boy. Even though he was a man.
But that was at the beginning of Shoujo Arc, so we can't connect that.
Correct. But I can point at it as like, here's another example of it. But yes, we are covering Bungo Stray Dogs. Why is it called that? I don't know. I'm thinking about titles more again, and the answer is I don't know. This is written by Kafka Asagiri and arted by Sango Hirakawa. This has run and continues to run in Seinen magazine, Young Ace, since 2012, and at time of recording has around 28 volumes and just an insane, disgusting amount of spin-offs.
I counted 5.
I think there is a stage play as well.
Oh, lovely.
Like, there's just an insane amount of stuff around it, including an anime.
Now, when you say it's still running, is that the main series is still running?
That was my understanding of what I read.
Because you said that, and I was like, oh, yeah, because the spin-offs are still going, but...
The main line says present, because usually when there's spin-offs, they have their own little segments on the wiki page.
Right.
So, but also it could have just been not updated, could have been wrong. But like, yeah, usually it feels like something has to end or be more ended to spin-off. But there's no stoppage of spin-offs on this. I feel like I need more information, but I guess that's because we're currently recording things for the Jump arc where I have more information. Like other things they've worked on. They've been making all these freaking spin-offs, honestly.
Right. Is it the same person working on all the spin-offs?
Maybe not on all of them, but a lot of them it seemed like it, from my understanding.
I wonder if they're written by the same person and arted by different people.
That would make sense to me, that they're all just, this is what's in my... Because like, I feel like it's easier to write a manga than it is to art it as well, because I feel like the art's going to take longer.
I say yes,
if your
not
brain is
knowing
full
for
of
sure,
ideas.
but I would think so.
But yes, so we can get into the nitty-gritty on this one. I get through my patented Moxie's Mox Speed manga summary. We meet our protagonist, Atsushi.
Bless you.
What? Yeah, thank you. In a dire predicament, aggressively kicked out of their orphanage, they are on death's door and have reached the point where they are ready to rob somebody to survive. The next person who passes, I'll steal all their money, he assures himself. Somebody's coming. But wait, it's a pair of legs floating down the river. Atsushi jumps in to rescue him. I think the art is really unclear here for very strange reasons.
I reread that a couple times.
Thank you, because it shows him jumping in, and then it shows him out.
Yeah,
and also the man is out, but never once do they show him grabbing him. Very odd.
Also, I don't think that the legs were floating down the river. I think he jumped off right then, and what we were seeing was the splash and then going under.
Okay, again, art unclear.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just the comedy of his lower half is in the water, attempting to drown himself for reasons we'll describe shortly, and just a pair of legs is going by.
You say reasons we'll describe, but I am still unclear.
That's true. I think my just brain default, whatever. The man is disappointed he was saved as he was trying to commit suicide, and he describes this in a very poetic, writerly manner. Despite his disappointment, he offers our Atsushi a reward. Food? Food, yes, I haven't eaten in days. But wait, he also hasn't eaten, and the river took his wallet. Huh?
Maybe this is the reincarnation of the Isekai Shukaku
That's
guy.
That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, oh, obviously he wants to kill himself because he's like that guy. He's all poetry and writerly. He might be based on the same guy.
Except
honestly.
the other guy is the poet one.
They're all writers, I think.
Oh, are they?
That might be a Wikipedia thing that I have.
I didn't get there.
Then another strange man shows up, Kunikita, who yells at our mysterious suicide-attempting man for ruining his plans. Suicide Man, who we learn's name is Osamu Dazai, thinks Kunikita can help pay for feeding them. Cut to them at a restaurant as Atsushi consumes like a dozen bowls of his favorite meal, which seems kind of rude to do when on someone else's dime.
It would save that guy's life.
Kunikita chews out Dazai for his behavior, as they do not conform to Kunikita's ideals for the group. They are hunting some sort of ferocious something or other for the military police, as mentioned before they ask Atsushi his backstory, and he describes his strange and unceremonious removal from his orphanage. They're very clear. It's like, we don't want you around here. Like, go die somewhere else. Like, it's very brutal. It's very strange. Atsushi then asks what they do, and we learn the men are supernatural detectives, handling work too dangerous for the military or police. Every member has a specific skill. Atsushi asks what their current case is, and they say they're looking for a man-eating tiger that has been spotted in the area recently. Atsushi freaks out. That tiger's been after me. I can't stay here.
This is Japan, by the way.
No one can defeat that monster. But Kunikita stops him. You need to pay back your debt for us feeding you by telling us what you know. Atsushi goes on to describe the tiger wrecking their orphanage. No one died, but it really put them on low resources. Then he was very specifically kicked out. I'm sure those 2 points of information aren't related at all. But no, the orphanage wasn't enough. The tiger is still following him, even here. Hey, the tiger spotting perfectly lines up to where Atsushi's been. Stranger and stranger yet.
It was the panel where the tiger showed up behind him that I was like, oh.
Dazai seems to have put together this very simple puzzle and ropes Atsushi in to help him catch the tiger to pay off his debt. Cut to later at a warehouse at night. Dazai is incredibly confident the tiger will show up. The two chat for a bit before Dazai declares it should be arriving now. Atsushi starts freaking out at the tiger as the tiger is here, but Dazai remains calm and collected. Isn't it weird how obvious it is about what the tiger is? Or should I say who? You have a special skill. You turn into a tiger underneath the moon. That's why all the obvious events played out. Atsushi then turns into a tiger under the moon and attacks Dazai. Despite Dazai's death wish, he easily incapacitates Tiger Atsushi with his power, allowing him to nullify the powers of others. With one touch, Atsushi is returned to normal and falls asleep as Kunikita arrives along with what is assuredly the rest of the gang, who are introduced but aren't important in this chapter, so I'm not going to do that. Dazai explains that Atsushi doesn't remember what happens when he becomes a tiger, so go easy on him. Also, we're going to employ him on our team as he names his power. End of chapter. Brad, I don't like this manga. I remember trying to watch this anime a while back with a friend, and also just fell off of it instantly. And I'm like, maybe this will be like a Full Metal Alchemist situation where I like the manga more. And nope, I did not like it. I do not like it. I do not like the characters. I do not like the comedy. I do not like the characterization. The powers were lame so far. I did like them. Like, is there stuff that I like? Because I'm like, oh,
I've really only got 2 powers. They listed what the other guy's powers were.
Well, they list the name. Like, I like the names because it's like stand powers where it's like maybe marginally related, but they're very like writerly and poetic, and I like that. It just makes everything feel cooler, but it doesn't help that it's like, what are your powers? I turn into a tiger under the moonlight. I have the most boring power right out of the gate. I nullify other people's powers. It's like, what a lame power to put in chapter 1. I hate that. That's so uncreative. And like, I know it's useful as a writing tool, but it's just very boring. I've seen that in too many other things. It's like,
I mean, I
you should have the null somewhere, but don't open up with the first 2 powers you learn is I turn it into a tiger and the null.
Yeah.
Like, that's boring.
I sort of feel like it would have made more sense if we got a glimpse of what the other guy's power was with his writing.
Exactly.
Because they allude to it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to write that down or whatever.
Yeah.
But then we don't actually see what it does.
Yeah, and I guess it's like, come back next chapter, figure out, because it's like, here's all these interesting looking people, and they have cool
But that would be better
powers.
to sort of go like, hey, powers exist.
This is the
in
bounds
this
of
world.
it, because this is not a chapter that bounds you at all.
Right.
That gives you not that you need to get the entire bounds in chapter 1, but like to not even have an inkling of what the heck the scale of powers is.
Right.
Because these 2 are really like boring. But also just like I hate the main character. His characterization's all effing over the place. Like, there are multiple, like, again, it's like he eats it. Like, there's times that he just reacts weirdly poorly in a situation, but it seems like it's just for a joke. but a joke for us, not in scene.
Yeah.
The fact that it's like, oh, the river ate my money in my wallet, and they do this like, why are you making that face at me? Like, just like weird comedy bits that break the emotional flow of what's happening and like break the characterization of who these supposedly are.
I will give you that I think this chapter was a bit messy.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like messy in a different. Because it's like clearly going for something. Like this is not a messiness. Like I mean, sometimes I feel like sometimes it's the joy of this podcast where it's like things can be bad in all sorts of different ways and flavors that you can get a read on.
Yeah.
And sometimes, especially when we do new stuff from Jump, it's like, oh, you're a newer writer. These are the foibles that come with you figuring out how to tell a story. And maybe that's here, but like these feel like very specific. But it's just like you have used comedy in moments to sacrifice your tone, which the way the rest of it's written seems more important in my approximation of it. It's like, why did you have a comedy beat here that kind of ruined your main character's emotion? Like, it's like, I should be rooting for this guy. He's gone through it. He got kicked out of his orphanage. He's on the verge of death. And it's the 1-2 combo of like, or the bungee combo of like, I'm going to rob the next person that goes by. It's like,
Now,
I know how he gets there, but it's like, I'm not rooting for somebody who does that really.
So I get
and
what you're
then
saying,
like
but
he overeats. Like there's ways that he reacts to Dazai that I'm just like, that again, just feel like jokes for the reader that kind of ruin the tone pace. Like it just feels bad.
I get what you're saying. I don't necessarily find an issue with that beginning stuff with him because like it did lay it out pretty clearly as in my view where it's like, he doesn't want to rob somebody.
No, I know.
He feels he's about to die, and so he's like, I have to do this to survive.
You just ask for help. I don't know. Like,
yes.
Like, I know it's not. I know that's the nitpick, but it was just like this is not somebody like his personality is all over the place of who he is, and I know he's in like a dire strait right now. But I just like I wanted to latch on to him, and he seemed like he had all the ability. But just the way this story was told made him very unlikable. Everybody's kind of unlikable in this chapter to an extent.
Yes, and I think that's on purpose.
I agree with you.
Not necessarily the main character.
No, but
I think there's some wiggle room there. But the two detective characters,
I think they're supposed to be a little weird and off-putting.
Yeah, and then
little bit
when those other ones show up at the end, but they don't actually do anything.
Yeah,
just the way that they're sort of introduced. I think you're supposed to not really like them at first. I think the idea is that you're going to take some time to introduce them and
get to know, and then once you know their backstory and their powers,
right,
they themselves will make more sense. Which again, like these are all things that sound interesting to me, but just the way it was between the art and the storytelling tone pace or whatever the heck we want to call it, it just put a very bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, and I think out of everything, I think my big takeaway here is I just don't think this was a good first chapter.
No.
I can see the good series that's underneath this that will come later. I just think that this is sort of a fumbling out of the gate. And I wouldn't necessarily call it bad, and we'll get to that at the end. But I think it failed in a lot of ways that you need a first chapter to not fail.
I would agree with that statement. Because it feels like it's like you can tell this story, and I'm sure we've seen this archetypal story in something else, but it's like the fact that like this isn't a first chapter one to do with your main character, because you've instantly made them feel other, but that doesn't feel like that's what the story is about.
Yeah.
Like again, it's like intention versus what happened.
And, I'm thinking about it. I think it was like 54 pages long or something like that.
I don't think I had it. I had it physically from the library, so I don't think
I had a
page
hard
count.
time finding this, by the way.
Wow, interesting. It's not anywhere officially.
No.
It seems fairly popular. You'd think it'd be on one of the sites.
You can get it officially. There was a couple places where you could buy the volumes.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah.
And I was pretty close to needing to do that.
Yeah.
I did end up finding it. But it was almost Crunchyroll actually
Weird.
has it, but their manga thing you have to sign up for like a higher tier to get, and I was like,
you already give them enough money for their
that's
service.
probably what I would have done if I needed to.
Yeah.
Just because I already have the account and everything.
Yeah.
And so it's like there's probably other stuff up there that I'll read, but yeah. So I think it's just not great execution out of the gate.
It does not give me hopes when the the literal storytelling prowess of the writer and artist are very questionable.
Yeah.
Because that's me with a lot of these. It's just like what you see here is an indicator of skill level. There's certain choices that can be made poorly that you can go, okay, you can combat roll out of this, but it's just like when things are like mechanically rusty or like bad, it makes me doubtful of the future.
I remember what I was going to say. We took a little detour there.
Yeah.
54 pages long.
Yes.
It felt like everything that happened could have happened in much fewer pages.
I would agree with that. I mean, that's why my summary is quite short, because there's a lot of stuff I glazed over that maybe in a bigger context was more important, because it's like he spends time talking about, I don't remember what it was called, it's like Chelsea or whatever, of like the meal he really likes, and I'm sure that will become important at some point.
And
it's his childhood meal.
They flash back to the orphanage like 3 or 4 times
to do again,
to tell us
like,
the same
exactly,
thing.
Yeah.
And so I think that there was a lot of room in there where they could have done things differently and made this a better first chapter, like showing us a power before the end when you get
showing
to see
his power,
these two.
showing him being actually at the orphanage ever and having a good time, or because it's just going off of the fact that it's like, well, he's a kid in an orphanage, him getting kicked out would suck, and it's like, you're right, but if you're just going to tell me multiple times, at least give me more story of like, is there somebody that he misses from there? Like, is it just that he had 3 meals? Why is he an orphan? Like, what?
They put a lot of time into...
Is he an orphan because he turned into a tiger at night and killed his family, and that's why he's at the orphanage?
Yes.
Probably.
They put a lot of time into the whole tiger stalking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's like the least because it's so obvious. I mean, maybe that's because I vaguely already knew because I'd seen the anime and then mostly forgot it.
Well, but even besides that, that's not going to ever come up again. So you've used all of these pages on something that's not important
to set up
the rest
intrigue
of the story.
that is instantly gone because the problem is solved in this first one. How do you use a person who only turns into a tiger at night and doesn't remember anything? It's like I feel like you're just setting off an animal nuke.
I don't remember if you said this when we were recording or not, but it's like, yeah, you have to train. You have to train so that you aren't.
Yeah, you can retain yourself when it happens.
Yeah, maybe you can do it halfway.
Yeah.
And be like fucking Professor Hulk or whatever.
I know. I think that was something else. No, was that this? Yeah, I know that was this that I was talking to you about. He's like, yeah, that was my thought. Is that he's just going to Hulk in time. He will just be able to retain himself.
And then, like, you're in a really dire situation, and so you go like, I'm gonna go the whole way. I'm gonna lose myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna know what happens, but I'm more powerful that way.
Yeah,
and I gotta save everybody. Yeah. So, besides the flashback stuff and the fact that you could have put a lot more stuff into it, which are pretty big things considering what I'm about to say.
Okay, lay it on
but
me.
But removing all of those things, I thought the pacing was fine. Except
if you take out the things that would ruin the pacing,
exactly.
The pacing would actually be good.
The normal story parts were well done enough that
I guess they flowed well.
Yeah, it makes me go like, you could have done this better.
Yeah.
You didn't, but you could have.
I mean, that's what you could say to everything.
No, but very specifically, I think the author had the ability to do that.
This was a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like this is bad by accident.
Yeah.
It was the choices were made specifically, and they turned out to be, in my opinion, no bueno.
So speaking of
no
choices,
Bungo.
I mean, this is the whole point of this arc. So the art and the boys.
Yes.
The art of the boys. How did you feel?
Like this is more in line with our chapter of Haikyuu where we did not meet all the boys. I guess from what little from meeting, I know, and I think all the rest of the team is not necessarily all boys, but this has the sensation of
there was one. There was
at least one
right?
woman, I think. But like, I get that it's the vibe check on this. The Bungo was one where I was a little. I mean, some of these are a little bit of a gamble. Where it was just like, what little I know of it always feels like, here are the strange boys/men/boys you will meet, and you can have your favorite boy. Because it reminds me, in the vein of like, again, I always go back to Oran High School Host Club. It's like, here is the set. They're all different and specific. Which one is your favorite? And that was why I put in Bungo Stray Dogs, because it was one that I was aware of that felt like it fit the like weird men.
Yeah.
But not weird in the way that I like.
So,
which is why it's in the boys arc.
Especially for a boys manga, I don't think this art had the sauce.
No, I don't think. I mean, maybe it's in time they become. a better artist, or they lean into more of the like look at these boys aspect, because it's not for that. I don't think it was written for that, but I still think it fits. It fits the criteria enough, because I wanted, I'm trying to get a little variety in here.
The thing is the art style reminded me of Bleach, but without the sauce.
I would agree with that. I think that was another thing, because it was like the anime was like, I want to like this because they had like a sort of like 1940s detective-y look, some of them, in the suits they were wearing, and like I remember when I saw the anime, like their little detective spot. Like, I like that I like that time period. I like that sort of imagery. But yeah, it just...
You didn't really get that in this chapter.
No, because we didn't get there yet. But it's just like, I just so bounced off of it so hard. It just was... And I don't think I understood it fully, but I also wasn't as invested. Like, I didn't have a podcast where I was talking about it as much.
Now, I think we should, as we do a lot of times, we should caveat with like, this isn't bad in like, oh, how could you possibly like this?
No.
It's got problems, but like I said earlier, I think the underlying story can be good. If someone told me that they were really into this series, I'd probably be like,
because
okay.
This first chapter does not inspire of I've been running for over a decade and have 50 kabillion spinoffs, including a stage play.
Honestly, that knowledge does a lot of work, because you go, oh, it's got to do something.
To. Brad, I know we have more things we have to read before we decide this.
Oh, shit.
Do we reload this?
We might have to.
Because the other ones, this is one, from what you said, and I agree with you, this actively feels like a fumble of a first chapter.
Honestly, there's only one other...
One on the list?
One on the list for this arc that I would
Is it one that we haven't covered yet, so we can't talk about it?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, same.
So maybe that would be the one. But honestly... I think you're right. Just the very nature.
This first chapter, like knowing that, because like, Reload is supposed to answer questions.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to spoil it right now, because you already heard this episode last week. I read a bunch of more Phantom Busters. I almost caught up on that for what's out in America right now.
I read the first volume.
Like, and I think I don't know if that's what you were getting at last time when we talked about wanting to reload something in the Haikyuu chapter, on the Haikyuu episode.
No, I said it in that episode. I was like, this is the one I want to reload.
But
and you're like, no, we can't.
Just read it.
Because
like, that's
every chapter is that long.
But also, the thing with Phantom Busters is that Phantom Busters, we already knew what it was, and we just wanted to read more, which we just did.
Yeah.
But this is one, like, honestly, like, I don't emotionally want to read more Bungo Stray Dogs. This first chapter was kind of miserable to me. But from what you just said, I'm too curious not to give it how many more... Like, we're going to have to decide later. We haven't done a proper reload in a while, but I would reload this.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal, though. So I'm pretty sure the version that I read was from a scan later. And I don't think the translation was bad, but I would be interested in seeing the official one.
See if your local library also has it, unless your local library is just going to take my copy from my local library.
I think it would, which is why I'm thinking
sometimes there's 2 first volumes floating around.
If you need to get it back to read the whole thing, then you can just let me have it for a couple days.
Yeah, I can renew it then. So yeah, I'll start working on that. Are we locked in on doing this?
I mean, I think so.
I think so.
Because the other one that we won't be recording that for like a month.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we're reloading Bungo Stray Dogs.
There you have it.
Cool.
You know what? This will be the first real reload that we've done in a while.
I know.
Which means we actually have stuff to do.
We have to do some predictions.
So.
Do we do predictions and then we do where we're at right now?
I don't know if there's an order for that.
Okay, let's do predictions first while we're still thinking.
Okay.
Because this will load into what do you think come next. Okay, so there's
and
other
this
powers.
Is predictions just for the first volume.
Correct. I mean, we're gonna have to learn more powers. Is it like a real bet would be going, all the powers are lame. But I don't want to bet that. I don't believe that.
I mean, you're welcome to bet that because I would bet that they aren't all lame.
But I don't think they're going to be all lame. This thing has a juice that makes me like. That's why I think the 2 powers we learned in this episode are on this chapter is such a letdown because it just has the energy of having more esoteric powers, especially with the names. The names are just got me so giddy, even though they're going to be whatever. But like again, the fact that it's like you turn into a tiger, you're the null is like the most lame basic bitch powers.
Yeah.
And this manga doesn't have that energy to it, which is why I'm like super intrigued. So no, I don't think that. I couldn't put money on that. Emotionally, I want to out of a meanness, but I don't believe that. I would not bet on that. Who is one of them a boy kisser?
I mean, the girl.
No, but it's got to be a boy.
You're welcome to.
I'm going to do a low level bet that one of them is a boy kisser. I don't think we'd learn that in the first volume, but somewhere in my body I feel that.
Okay.
Okay.
For my first one, to be, I guess, a bit more vague, in the same vein that yours is a little bit vague, I'm going to say we find out why that guy wants to kill himself.
Yep. Yep. Prediction of we learn about after the first through maybe right early on there is a shadowy organization, maybe not acting specifically counter to them, but some sort of like there's going to be a crime organization that also has people with powers in it, at least one. We will see an enemy stand user. Maybe I'll use this as finally an excuse to properly name your stand.
I mean, that would make sense because they do have pretty good names.
They do have pretty good. Like that's why I got so disappoined in the power of the things because the names are like really good. Here, wait. Well, you think of a prediction. I'm going to go grab the volume so I can read them because they're really good, or at least I remember them being really good. Talk to the audience, Brad, while I'm gone. Tell your prediction. I won't even know it, and you'll surprise me on the reload.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to go with for my second prediction, I'm going for a 2-pointer here. So Moxie's not even going to know that. I am going to say that we find out what the other first guy's power is, the poem guy, and that his power will be based on writing a poem about a thing and manifesting it. All right, I made my prediction.
Cool.
And it's a pretty good one.
It's a doozy. Okay, yeah. Power names. Thou shalt not die. Super deduction isn't that very good. Undefeated by the rain. The matchless poet. No longer human. That's Desai's power. Desai's power, the man who's the null, his power is called no longer human.
It makes me wonder.
That's interesting. That's intriguing.
I wonder if he wants to kill himself because that's a side effect of that power.
Ooh, yeah, maybe. Or that there's other things besides just the null that it's going to be affecting him.
Yeah, like he doesn't actually want to commit suicide.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think it's just because I'm so much from the that isekai that you talked about that we watched, where the poet wants to constantly kill himself or communicate. There's an honestly comedy bent running through here where he keeps thinking there's like a point where he like tricks the other guy of like we're talking about a beam to hang yourself on. I'm like, okay, this is
suicide's a lot funnier if you don't think about the fact that people commit suicide.
If you're a poet, and yeah, also that. But I think he might be based on the same guy. Honestly, because I think they're all, like I said, they're all based on writers.
Oh.
But then Atsushi's power, they named Beast Beneath the Moonlight, which, like, what a much cooler way to describe that power, even though if it's literally just telling you what it is. But it sounds so, like, poetic.
He's a werger.
So what? Do I need one more prediction? I said the shadowy thing we're going to fight.
But you can if you want.
Supernatural just creatures show up. Like, not specifically humans with powers, but just, like, I guess I would say a cryptid, like weird, just strange things that shouldn't be, that are not a human thing.
Okay.
But yeah, let's do a check-in. Brad, what do you think he thinks and feel he feels with just chapter 1?
We do indeed do that.
Okay, cool.
Because we tell our thoughts and feelings now.
Yes.
And then we get to see if it changes later.
Yeah.
And by see if it changes, we won't actually know because we won't remember this, but the audience will hear it.
Yeah. You'll hear it next to each other, so it'll be a lot more easy to remember.
I'm going to say I think this first chapter is fine.
I'm in agreement. I thought you were going to say good or fine to good because I was about ready to say fine to good. And
I was very close to say good to fine because it's the downward one.
What's keeping it from good for you?
I think it's like the weird flashbacks and the confusing panels, and like there's just too much jumble going on here. And the thing that's keeping it from being bad is my feeling that there's a good story under here.
But we only have that because we know there's so much more.
Well,
like, there's like an empire.
It's not just because of that. That certainly helps.
But that's always the weird thing. It's like, even when you don't know anything, this is why I love covering the new Jump stuff, because it's like we have no way of knowing where it goes. We only have one chapter, and here it's like, even if we haven't seen a panel of it, we know there is an empire out there.
But there's also there's the intrigue of like, okay, there's powers. What we don't know what they are. How do they manifest? What are people's powers?
It's just the idea that we know somewhere that it has to become good enough, despite this very messy first chapter, to become an empire. Like, it tells
I can't say that
creates a mystery.
Isn't part of it at all, because obviously it is. But I think even if you were to somehow be able to strip that knowledge away, I think it would stay at fine.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel?
I think I'm going to be a bit generous here and say good, because
wow,
I want, based on what this is, based on how much I like other things that are like this, at least what I think they are.
Yeah, at least what you think this is.
I want to believe. I would really like to come back after we read the first volume and go, wow, I love this.
Yeah.
I want it to get up to great.
Oh, that's a really good read on that. It's the hope of it.
Yeah.
I think I already said I think it's fine to good, and I think that that gradient to good is the sensation of, clearly this has to become more. There's something enough here to grow further. I honestly feel it's bad, or whatever I could say that was between fine and bad that we haven't figured out yet. I had a bad time reading this. I was dreading writing the summary all week. Admittedly, I was sick during the week, so that did not help, and that's why it didn't get written until like today. But like, I had just a very weirdly, and I'm even sure there was more stuff I would have gotten pissy about had I reread it very specifically, like more specifically this morning, and got some of the tone stuff that just really, like, needlessly pissed in my Cheerios for reasons that, like, again, it's like why did you piss away the tone for a joke that wasn't funny? Like, this isn't a comedy manga. Like, don't, especially out of the gate, don't, like, you're trying to create levity, and it's like you're just ruining what you actually have.
Right.
But I am in agreement with you of the curiosity of this seemingly has all the pieces of things that I like, which is why I watched the anime originally. Maybe it just takes time to find its feet, even though it so clearly feels like it's doing stuff.
That just doesn't color your opinion as much as it does mine.
No, because I don't think I have as much hope. I think I'm mostly just powered by a desire to know. It's a curiosity, but it's not a want. I
mean, I'm certainly curious about it. If we weren't reloading this, I probably wouldn't read anymore. As curious as I am.
And I think that's all the more reason why it's a good idea we're reloading this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we made our predictions. This is where we are now. We're going to read the first volume, I guess, because we have it.
Oh, that's right, because we either read the first 3 chapters or the first volume.
Even though I don't want to read a volume's worth of this, I feel like because we're on such a fact-finding mission, and we are both coming at this with hope that it finds its feet, that it becomes what it's supposed to be, whatever the heck that is, I think we need to give this a volume.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Because both of us said we didn't want to read more of it, and I feel like I feel like that means it's like it gets 3, but it's like it's that we're caught between
we can pick.
We can pick, but I guess I'm describing my reasoning why I think about it, because I know with stuff that we didn't like, we usually just said we'll read 3.
I'm not going to tell you,
but I think we were so full of curiosity of going, what is this, and like why was this such a jumble, and how is this such an empire?
But I think what you should do is if you get to the end of the 3rd chapter and you're like, no, this is crap.
Oh yeah, if I have the mystery solved. Oh yeah, but I don't think I'm going to have the mystery solved by then.
I will most likely read the whole first volume,
and I'm going to try to do that too.
All right,
I'll read it in the time between now and the next time I see you, and I will hand it to you, and I will renew it from the library how many times I need to.
You have another thing to read, too, but you don't have to write the summary for that one.
Okay. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that one.
That one should be more fun.
Cool. Wonderful. So yeah, have fun listening to future us. But up, doo. And we're back.
We did the thing.
We read it. It's been a couple weeks for us, but for you, it was a couple minutes. I'm going to stop making that joke because it's going to stop being interesting to both of us.
You didn't say it was a Tuesday, so.
It isn't a Tuesday anymore, though it wasn't a Tuesday last time, I don't think. So we are back. We have read all of Volume 1 of Bungo Stray Dogs, which is collectively 4 chapters. And it did not help. Brad, at least I don't think it. Brad, what are your feelings on it before we get into what happened and how we feel about it?
I mean, I think I am in agreement with your sentiment that it didn't help. From what I have heard, I don't think I'm quite as down on it as you are, but I'm also not going, oh my gosh, it did the things and oh, I'm so in love. No, it's like, okay, I can maybe see why some people like this, but also this is just like,
I just don't get it. I don't know. Yeah,
and maybe a lot of the stuff gets resolved with the anime version of it.
I fell off the anime too, though. I watched about as much as we've read, and fell off of it too. But I don't remember the reasoning for it.
I was thinking specifically that the fight scenes would have been better done in the anime.
Yes.
But of course, the story is still just like
a mess.
What is this? Nothing's happening. None of this is anything.
Everything is happening, but also nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Nothing matters because there are no. Okay, so, but quick thing. My memory's a little hazy. Brad is referencing of my thoughts beforehand is that I read the rest of the chapters because I had it as a library book shortly after we recorded the part that you just heard. And I left myself a voice memo of like, hey, this is what happened and how you felt about it.
Okay.
That I just listened to before we started recording this segment.
I will give you an incredibly quick summary.
Okay.
So, second chapter is all an establishing chapter. Again, that's all it is. Our protagonist is out with some of the other people. They're doing some talking, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, oh my gosh, there's a hostage situation at our
I think they're
place.
going back to the office to be like, hey, we need to get you signed up with the boss because like you're working for us because we've been giving you room and board, but somehow he's never been to the office.
So they run back to the office, and it's established that this guy is there. He's taken a hostage. He's got a bomb because detectives make enemies, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to blow this place up. I forget what he was demanding, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And so the one guy goes in and like he uses his power. It's the poem guy. He makes a thing and gets the bomb clicker device away from him. And then it's like, okay, everything's good now.
Well,
and
no. There's a whole bit where they're like, Atsushi or whatever his name is, the tiger boy. He's like, he's the only one. He won't recognize you. You go in and talk to him and distract him.
Yeah, but that doesn't even matter.
Off. But it didn't matter because it was all a ruse.
Well, but it didn't matter also because the other guy comes in and uses his power.
So he could have just took it any time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he just needed him to distract him because otherwise it would have just been like, ha!
Right.
I guess. I don't know.
But then someone's like, I think it was the girl that was the hostage reaches out and presses the button anyway.
No, that is not what happened.
Well, then who?
Atsushi has it and then he drops it and it goes off.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes, it's really stupid.
So then our protagonist like jumps on the bomb.
Yeah, he's ready to sacrifice himself.
And then the bomb doesn't go off because it turns out it was a test the whole time.
And the boss comes out and this was a double cross test. These two, the hostage taker and the hostage, are both agents. They are brother and sister.
Yeah.
Their main gimmick is they have a weird... I think in my journal I said sexual tension, but it's not tension. It's just like...
Well, the sister.
And
I will give
he's mad horny.
I do want to give this points because a lot of times with the ciscon, brocon crap...
I don't want any of it. There's
you
no
get it
points
from both
for
sides. In this situation, the brother is very uncomfortable with the way the
I don't think he's
sister acts.
uncomfortable enough.
I mean... Seemed like he was pretty uncomfortable.
To the level that she's getting in there is like one of the most like salacious ones that I've in recent memory.
Yeah. Anyway,
I hate this trope.
So pretty inconsequential chapter of just introducing some more people.
We can't find the thing I said in my journal that I like a lot is like we can't find nothing matters because we can't find the ground. Every chapter is set up and then actually no, we're not. That's not what it was. Like it just there's no base level. So there's just nothing. Nothing matters because nothing is grounded.
So then the next two chapters is basically a single chapter where someone comes to the agency is like, I need help taking care of a shady guy in a back alley near our warehouse that the cops won't take care of because there's no evidence or whatever.
Yeah. So why they're coming to superpowered cops and why they're like, yes, we'll look into this, I'm not 100% sure. I think maybe they've had dealings with that company before. I don't remember.
So they're like, okay, this will be good for you newbie, to
go on a mission.
Do the thing. Go with these two that you just met and find out what's going on.
But be aware, if you run into this big bad mafia guy, get out of there. He'll kill you. Get out of there.
I mean, yeah. So the one guy is like, here's Chekhov's gun. But you won't see Chekhov's gun. But if you do see Chekhov's gun, run away because Chekhov's gun will go off.
Yeah. Which I thought was prep for a future chapter.
Which would make sense.
Because that would have been more like, oh, because there's already whispers of mafia stuff.
Right.
Here's a big bad that you could be nervous about in the future because it's kind of connected.
And then we see that big bad go into a police station and murder all the cops for seemingly no reason. I didn't understand what the point of that was. And then he blew it up with, there was like just some random civilian woman who went in there and he blew up the police station.
To show how big bad he is.
Yes.
He's so big bad, Brad.
Why he needed to kill them and then blow it up, I don't know. I can't.
To show how much of a motherfucker he is.
Okay, so they go to the back alley and it turns out that the girl who came to get them to come was actually part of the mafia.
And this was a double cross.
It was
again.
a double cross. And then the big bad guy shows up and he's like, we actually did this on purpose because we want to get our hands on the tiger dude.
Who has a bounty for some reason from someone.
Yeah. But then he turns into a tiger and fights him. And the guy has a really, really, the bad guy has a really powerful ability that like shoots black shadow kind of things, but also can do magic.
It can eat space. It's kind of King Crimson-y because he's like somebody shoots a bullet at him and he just sort of eats the space in between and erases it so the bullet never makes there. I don't know. It is visually described kind of like speaking of stands of is it Cream? Why am I forgetting his name? He's like one of the last guys. He's the guy who like eats Avdol. I
don't know.
Vanilla Ice, I think, is one of the things of it.
Oh, how
he's Vanilla Ice and his stand. The stand user is Vanilla Ice and his stand is Cream. Where it's just like, oh, he eats things, but it's like he's erasing space in between things, and that's doing funky King Crimson shit, and it's just like
that's the hand.
The hand also does that.
Okuyatsu.
Yes, the hand also erases space, but his doesn't work like that. I don't think
because he doesn't use it right.
No, this guy, the guy in Bungo.
Oh yeah.
Because this is more like I erase the space between me and the bullet, and thus the bullet never made it here, or something like that, which is like whatever.
So, yeah, our guy turns into a tiger to fight him, and I think you had mentioned this, I overheard in your notes.
Yeah.
That he did like a half transformation.
I don't remember that anymore.
I think that was just the art that was trying to convey that he was getting control over the tiger transformation.
Okay, that makes sense too. That's fine. Also, I think already before that, though, the duo that got sent with, the guy has the power to like create snow. At least that's all we see in this one.
Yeah, and he uses it to like make illusions.
Yeah, which like that's not how snow thing.
Yeah. Oh, also the sister gets shot a whole bunch, which is cool.
And she's seemingly dead, but I don't know. Like again, it's like I just met.
They made it a point. Our protagonist is like they're still breathing.
Yeah,
so they're still alive.
And they got fucking RoboCopped.
Yeah. We do find out that along with just being a giant fucking tiger, it also has like super regeneration.
Because
at one point he gets cut in half and regenerates from that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
This a couple weeks ago of a manga that I did like and was very unclear.
And then our main guy, the big strong dude who wants to commit suicide, shows up and is like, "Nope, you're done.
I'm the problem solver. I make all the powers go away, thus making the fight so much more interesting."
And it turned out he knew to come because he had put a bug on the lady. Because he was suspicious of her to begin with, and
because he's ex-mafia. Because earlier they're like, "You'll never guess what his earlier occupation
I actually did
is.
like that.
Whole segment of them going, "You'll never guess what his ex-occupation is." Yeah, that was a fun little segment.
Yeah.
Again,
and then it got paid off
for a moment. Yeah, exactly.
At that point, because I figured it wouldn't get paid off for a long time.
Me too. Again, this is a manga where I'm going, "Oh, this is a seed planted for much later," and it's like, no, it's planted for now, and it's like.
But that's one that
Why?
I didn't want to hang around.
I mean, that's fine. I just thought it would hang around a little longer.
There's
than
other ones,
a chapter or two.
It definitely is
Two
a
chapters
mix
that felt like one chapter.
where some of them are like, no, you should have waited longer for that.
Yeah,
and
the
other
big bad
ones,
mafia guy was just like, yeah, making me wait. Like, I don't know what my power scaling is. We haven't run into anybody meaningfully.
Yeah.
What does it mean there's a big bad guy? Like, I don't know what that means. I haven't fought rank and file to even know what the time, like, it was just, it's such a
Apparently,
mess.
the mafia is really powerful, and they could take down the whole city in 3 days. That's what she says.
What?
I don't know.
Again, why? What is this? What are the stakes? What's going on? What is up and down?
That's what happens. And yeah, like you said, we don't have any
Bungo Stray Dogs.
base for this.
Everything is messy. But the boys aren't messy in a fun way.
We went an entire volume without establishing what the hell is going on.
Yeah. We met more boys.
I guess.
It wasn't worth it.
None of them had anything.
Nope.
I was
Nope.
just like,
But I'm assuming from its popularity and the types of spin-outs and the fact this has a fucking stage play that it's like, these have to be boys people like.
I
In
guess.
the boys' way, in the vein of this arc, clearly it's there, and I can guess at seeing that, but also just like, fuck, this is such a mess. Fuck, this is such a mess. Like, it's just such bad. Because I think that's, again, this is unconnected because this is connected to things we recorded that you guys heard weeks ago. It's like when something has neat ideas in it and has messy storytelling, it's like, you had cool ideas that had me intrigued. Why is everything such a mess?
Yeah.
Like, don't make me dig through shit to get to the gems. Ugh. What are our predictions, Brad?
Before we get into that, I was going to
Yeah.
say we're going to be recording the bonus episode a little later tonight, and
very excited
that
for
is
that.
going to be filled with boys that we're into.
That
So
is boys
that'll
we're
be a lot
excited
more
about.
fun.
There was boys and some other stuff we read that we liked this arc. We have other stuff we haven't read yet to know.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to kick this off with your first guess and my first guess, which
We're dual purposed.
neither of them came true.
Oh.
So yours is one is a boy kisser. One of the boys is
I mean,
a
that
boy
could
kisser.
still be true, but we never
It
learned
could
that.
be. It could be. We got no hint of that though.
Nope, not a single shred.
And mine
I still
was
hold by that, though. I'm not getting points for it, but I still hold by it.
yeah. Mine was we find out why that guy wants to kill himself.
We did not.
We didn't, and maybe it's because he was in the mafia.
Yeah.
But we didn't even
But
get
also,
a
he's not in the
hint.
mafia anymore, so whatever.
So yeah. So neither of us get a point there. However, you do get a point.
I
for
get a
your
point
second
for
one.
once. What was my second prediction?
There is a crime organization with powers.
Yeah, I was right.
Yep. And then your last guess,
It's
don't
mafia.
get a point for,
Okay.
which is there are supernatural creatures.
Okay. That one I'm fine with being wrong with long term, but
Now, I feel like that's still a thing that could happen.
yeah. But not as
because
much as one of them. I feel more strongly that one of them will be a boy kisser.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting the sister. It has to be a boy that's a boy kisser.
My second was a two-parter.
Okay.
We learn the second main guy's power. He's the one who writes the poem. And
We
so,
do
yes,
kind of?
we did learn his power. He manifests things based on the poem he writes.
Which should be cooler than how it's displayed.
Yeah. Should be cooler, but I was right.
Like, that's a whole power is like somebody writes a thing. Yeah.
So I get 2 points for that, and you get 1 point for your one.
Wait, you got 2 points for that one?
Yeah, it's a two-parter.
Oh, we learn his power and...
And his power is that he manifests things.
Oh, that was part of your... Wow. How did you predict that? Did you had some inkling of it from the first chapter?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed obvious to me.
Okay. Did he use it and we just didn't get a clear look at it? I don't remember, honestly.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
No. And in fact, it was weird because, and I was still questioning this, because he writes stuff in the notebook all the time.
Yeah.
So there's something specific he does to make the thing that he wrote manifest,
Gotcha.
which is unclear what that is, but that's
Yes.
how it works. Because in the first chapter, he wrote some stuff, but nothing happened. In the second chapter, he also wrote some stuff and nothing happened. But then later, he wrote some stuff and it turned into that, like, wire gun, I think he called it.
Weird. Yeah, he called it a wire gun.
Which he used to, like,
Which is
shoot
like a grappling
around
hook
the
or something.
kid
Yeah.
and grab the remote.
Stupid and weird. I feel like this is a poster child for unclear can be intrigue, and sometimes unclear is just straight up bad. And this is the poster child of like this like there's so many things that are unclear that is just straight up bad.
Yeah.
And the times when they do something to build intrigue, they pay it off too quickly. So it's like, why? We're just going point to point. Like, I don't know where down is. I don't know where the future is. I'm just being shuffled along a moving walkway.
Yeah.
And this sucks.
You know what I find interesting? When we talk about reloading something, we're like, okay, we'll either read the first 3 chapters if we're not into it, or we'll read the first volume.
We did both of those in one.
And somehow that we found one where that is both.
They were one and the same. And yeah, it did not change. It did not help. All the problems that are present in chapter 1 are present in chapters 2, 3, and 4, where nothing fucking matters. Everything's a mess. The art is unclear.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
I think the whole first volume is the first chapter.
No. What do you mean? Like are you counting sunk costs of like maybe volume 2 gets its shit together?
No.
Okay, good. Because I was going to be like,
no. But thinking about things that first chapters do,
about things,
that feels to me like what we got here in the first volume is that this is the entirety of what you would normally do in a first chapter.
3 different adventures?
I mean, yes, sort of. You might cut some of the stuff to do an actual
I guess
first
so.
chapter.
I don't know. That feels like
the
too
way
many different things.
That it's like, here's our protagonist, and here's a thing that happens to him, and these people picked him up, and here's some of their powers, and here's what they're going to have to do.
Again, we're taking some of the ingredients and making a better sandwich out of them.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, if you paste it like this and did these things and were more clear about things where they needed to be, like...
But I think that's what it comes down to, is just not good pacing. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't continue reading this.
No.
It's just the pacing is just not good, and it doesn't give me any hint that it could get better.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I don't remember if we did it from there. What are your thinky thinks and feely feels?
So now that we have read the entire first volume, and I'm going to preface this with, I didn't go back and listen to what we said previously. Yeah. I'm going to say that objectively, I think that this is fine to good.
Okay.
Because as many problems as I have with it, I think there is a coherent narrative here. It's just not good. You know?
Coherence is doing a lot. You're putting a lot of work in with that word.
There's characters, and the characters are doing things, and you can tell what the characters are doing.
Can you? Consistently?
So, it is something that is readable. As someone who reads a lot of stuff that isn't readable,
I guess because I always forget that your bottom is like literally, again, your bottom is this is not food. And that doesn't even enter my equation for measuring things.
And the reason I'm giving it fine to good is because I think that, and again, this is my thinky thinks.
Yeah.
I think there is stuff here for some people.
Yes, there's some bits in there that are interesting and different and unique. Yeah. Okay.
So
how do you feel?
I'm definitely being charitable, but I think, especially what we know about how popular it is, I'm going to be charitable to that extent.
Okay.
Now, personally, my feelings, I'm going to go with bad. I don't there's nothing in here for me at all.
But this is what I always come back to, is sometimes you get the sensation of, this manga is whatever quality level, it's not for me. But this is one where I go, this is a mess. Like, this is just unequivocally a mess. No.
So
I can't, like, just taking it in.
If there was higher quality here,
I could go, this isn't for me, but I get it.
That it's good, or I think that it's good to great, but I really didn't like it, then I would say fine for my feelings.
Yeah.
But because objectively there's a lot wrong with it.
Yeah.
My own feelings also come down there, and so I go to bad.
Because this arc has been a lot. Like, both Haikyuu and Ouran High School Host Club were both like, these are good manga that just aren't for me, and I can see that. But this is one where I'm just like, what the fuck? And I guess to go into that, I think this is bad. There's just like so many things that are just constantly frustrating about it that just feel like bad writing things and bad art, and it's like I said, the fact that there are bits of interesting things going on wrapped up in this really unclear gobbledygook mess that just make it more annoying. Because it's like there's something here, but I don't want to dig through the mess to get there. And I feel it's even worse because I'm just so constantly like fed up. Again, it's like I thought it's like maybe it'll stabilize. We know first chapters, we cover them all the time, but it was just like this literally just did all the problems the chapter 1 had again. And then again, like multiple times where it's just like nothing matters, haha. There's no stakes because the ground doesn't exist. What's normal? I don't know. We've never established what normal is ever.
I feel like bad as an objective level is too strong. But I won't argue with your even worse.
I can't say fine because I have too many structural mechanical problems. Like I could say maybe fine if like the art was more coherent, but it's not. Like I said, it's like the art is incoherent, the story's all over the place, things are set up and paid off way too quickly. But like other things aren't. Like it's just like I don't know who these characters are. Like I mean some of them kind of, but like not like our main character is really gobbledygooky. Like it's just like story again, mechanically, its bones are bad. It has bad bones. Yeah. And I don't get how it's this big thing. I don't understand it at all. Like I don't again, it's always like, does it find its feet later, or is there just something here that I just can't fathom that causes people to dig through the mess?
Yeah, and you know, I mean, this
isn't like trash. This isn't like lowbrow. Like this isn't me like scowling at an isekai light novel. This is something different.
Yeah,
because it's reaching for something. It's just so weirdly bad at it.
This is something that comes up a lot again and again, where it's like, oh, if you get to this point, that's where it really kicks off. And I just keep coming back to that. When we see stuff like this, where I just go, I don't think that it's right to put that on someone and say like, if you get through the bad stuff.
But I can see that because that's what got me through. Like, I'm so happy I read through the bits of Hunter x Hunter that I did so I could get to the Chimera Ant arc, which was incredible. I'm glad that I got through the stuff in the beginning I didn't like of Gachi Okuda to get to later Gachi Okuda, which was fantastic, and I loved it. Like, there are situations where that happens, but I think you can't come in judgmentally going, like, you can just be like, hey, if you I always come back when I come to this. Undead Unluck. Undead Unluck's first chapter and its first chapter is dicey and its first volume is fine. And then when it kicks in, you're just like, fuck, this is one of the best like shonen like stories of this generation. And just because people have to get through the slop to get slop's a little too strong to say for Undead Unluck. Like because you have to get through the barbed wire and then like this is pretty good to get to the like, fuck, this guy's fucking cooking. Like I get that. And I don't, that comes down to somebody going, yo, no, he starts cooking later on. If you get there, it'll be worth your while. But I think if you're part of like, if somebody wields it like a cudgel, I think that's bullshit. Because it's like, but like there are things that find their feet and then start popping the fuck off. But this intro does not give me, because it's at least with those things where it's just like, okay, there's solid things happening, but it's not really popping up. But this is just like, the car is built poorly. Nothing about these chapters made me go, this author knows how to write a story that works.
I think the point I want to make is that if, as an individual, you want to put in the work to get to a point in a story where it kicks off, where you've been told that it kicks off, I mean, obviously, go for it. That's fine. But I think that if a series has that caveat, it is a mark against that series. As great as it can be at the end, you still always will have that caveat sitting there of like, if you want to experience something great, you have to do this grunt work to start off.
That depends on the level, because it's like, this is like reading this I don't like, but you could say it's like, the level of rabidity that I'm admittedly at for One Piece, it's like when you start reading One Piece, you go, what's the big deal? Like, it's a good manga, but it's not like the second coming. But
I think that's different, though.
But as it builds up...
It's different to start good and go to great. It's an entirely different thing to start bad and go to great.
That is the clarification I wanted from you. I agree with your position then, under that caveat of starting bad and becoming great and having to dig through the sewage.
I would also say I don't think Undead Unluck starts bad.
No.
It just starts dicey.
It starts dicey and then
in a similar
solid.
way to stuff in the Dandadan first chapter where it's like,
yeah.
But I think with Dandadan, that turns around basically in the second chapter.
Yeah, and I still hold by, I mean, again, I come back to with Undead Unluck. It's like Annie and Fuko's relationship is one of the best shonen relationships. Bar none, because I haven't found another one that has made me go, because mostly I hate them, and that's one where I'm like, I love that couple, and I'm so happy they're together, and I'm so happy, like, it makes all this stuff in the beginning, and there's so many times where it's like, this dicey stuff the author did, actually, it's because of this. Oda does this a lot, where you just kind of roll your eyes at it, but this was one where it's like, no, I felt that in the first chapter. Whatever, we're getting off track. Bungo Stray Dogs.
So, that's definitely a clarification to make, because there are plenty out there where you can go, oh, the beginning is it's
fine.
Okay,
yeah,
but it really kicks off here,
yeah,
because then it's not a slog to get to that
you're not doing
point.
like you said, grunt work.
But if you have to slog through that first part to get to the great part, then I'm docking points here.
Yeah.
Like, as great as it might be at the end.
But also, I mean, this is my Gachiakuta. I know we've had this conversation, but it's been a while. It's like sometimes it's like when you break through, all the grunt work where you did matters.
And Gachiakuta, for me, that was a more of a personal thing.
Yeah,
the
true.
First chapter and the first couple chapters are more like, I bounced off of this hard because of other media that I've read.
Yeah. But like that's one, because sometimes it's like you have to get through the garbage stuff, and there's some bits like you can't just skip to the good stuff because you need some of the bits that you learn. But Gachiakuta is like, hey, everything that you were frustrated about, it is now valid and important to what's going on, and you'll be like, yo, that was a cool setup. Like it's stuff that you can't see until you are through it.
I'm still a little upset that
the amount the amount that you have to crawl through on Gachiakuta before it starts popping off is relatively low.
Yeah.
It's a low chapter count to get, like, it's about the first volume, I would say, give or take. And then it's like,
Gachiakuta wasn't bad. It was just
frustrating,
personally upsetting for me.
Yeah, but it was still, okay.
But I think in this case, for Bungo Stray Dogs, I have to imagine that if it kicks off at some point, it's not going to be
far
worth
for me.
it.
I don't want it. So if you've read Bungo Stray Dogs and you know who's somebody who can tell us what the heck, please, I'd love to know. I'd love to learn and gain understanding. Because right now, from these first chapters I read, this is just it's a mess. It's
or if you're just listening to this going, these guys are crazy, it's so good.
Yeah,
tell us why.
I wish to, like, I don't want to dunk on you. I just want to I want to understand. Is there something I'm not seeing? Like, what's the pool? Because everything just feels so messy.
This is what we experienced, and I think for the most part, a lot of what we're talking about is things that are objectively wrong with it.
Yes.
And so I would be completely open to conversation about why they're not objectively bad, but
I'm not judging you for liking Bungo Stray Dogs.
No, and there's nothing in here that's like gross or anything. Like this is not one where
there's outside of the brother sister thing. There's nothing questionable even in that.
And
that's just an anime roll my eyes. That's not even something focused on enough to be worthwhile.
Even with that one, the fact that the brother is like, I thought that was a better representation of that than I've seen in other places.
Nice flip on it, I guess. Yeah. Obviously, neither of us wants to read any more of this. Neither of us wants to buy it. I will not walk up any stairs. You'd have to pay me to read more. I think we're on the same boat, so there's no need for high noon. I don't want to.
I would fall down 2 flights of stairs to not read this.
Ouch! That's a lot of stairs to fall down. What a twisted version of this to describe how much we don't want to read more Bungo.
I would be open to someone describing to me what happens.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100 billion. I would love for somebody to cut out all the bullshit and go, "Here's what happens then," that I knew that I could ask questions of. So yes. Do you have any other thoughts before we round this up?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's hardly anything. It's amazing how little happens. I don't get it. I don't understand why is it so popular?
I don't know. How does it have a billion things that it's still running and multiple seasons of anime and a stage play and all this? I don't know.
There's so many series that we've covered where
I
you read the first chapter.
My only assumption is the reason it's in this arc, which is boys. That's my only guess.
I don't know.
Is that certain people like the archetypes of these other ones, but that's literally I don't even think I'm right on that necessarily. It's my only straw to pull on, or string to pull on.
There's been so many first chapters and first volumes that we've covered where we go, okay, we're not into this, but we can see why it would become popular. And this is just like, I don't get it. I don't understand what it is people are latching onto. There's nothing here.
Yeah. Brad, let's land this plane. We're going in circles. We're circling the airfield. Let's land.
That's our superpower.
Brad, take this dog. Put this dog outside for the night. This stray dog. What is Bungo?
I don't know.
Like, I get that they're stray dogs, so they're all from weird backgrounds, but I don't know I don't know where the Bungo comes from. Bingo, bango, bungo.
Anyway, like we said, we want to hear from you. So the best way to do that is to go on our website, animepodcastreincarnation.com, and go to our social links page. And there you will find a link to our Discord, which is the best place to come and chat with us. That's where we would like to have engagement. But you can also find a link up there to all of the other social media that we have a presence on, and you're welcome to use those as well. Comments on the YouTube channel, that's gets us a boost in the algorithm as far as I know, so you could do that. In fact, you know what? Even if you're on our Discord, please go and comment on the YouTube videos every week. We would appreciate that. But also up on our social links page, you will find a link to our Patreon, where our supporters get perks like getting the high-quality stereo version of the podcast early, as well as bonus episodes, which there will be one either came out right before this or right after this. It should be right around now.
It should be right around now. We're recording it today.
And then there's another thing that Moxie will tell you about.
So, yes, if you are a $3 or up backer on Patreon, which I believe is merchant tier, you can submit a manga for us to read for Obligation Arc that is hopefully happening in the fall, barring Shonen Jump fucking with us again. But currently from our schedule, it's going to be in the fall. So you can give us $3 for 1 month, come into the Discord, into that specific level of channel for your Patreon level, and go, please cover this. And we'll go, okay, and put it on the Excel sheet, and then we're going to do it. We'll cover literally anything. Even if I said I didn't want to do it, we'll do it. This is your power to make us dance to your puppet strings. And it's at $3, that's cheap. I could have made it $5. I went for $3. Go for it.
I was going to say, man, it would be really difficult for the Obligation Arc to get kicked out of fall and into the winter. But honestly, there might be happen. Multiple Shonen Jump drops between then and now.
I hate that. Getting distracted. So yeah, come if you're not already at a merchant tier or higher, give us some $3 and go, hey, cover this manga that maybe it's one of your favorites, maybe it's one that you think doesn't get enough love, or maybe it's one you think that we'd have an interesting conversation about or you'd want to talk about.
Or maybe it's one that you really hate and you think that we would also hate it and would trash it.
Yes.
And that could be fun
maybe
too.
Maybe we'll secretly love it. Or maybe you'll give us something you love that we'll trash. Who knows? I don't.
And then something else that our patrons get is a shout out.
Yes.
So here it comes. First and foremost, at our royal tier, we've got our Crown Prince, Slimy Okra.
Please do not. Just do them. Just do them normally. I wish for respite.
You don't want to do the
I don't want to
Japanese
do the
version?
No. If I don't do one, I don't have to do any of them, and I don't want to do the other two right now because I don't want to do the one that I keep fucking up because I don't know it.
And the one that Moxie keeps fucking up is for our Archduke Imaginary Numeral.
I'm sorry, Imaginary. For you, it's been a couple more weeks, but for me, it hasn't been, and I need to take time to learn it.
Someday, Imaginary will pick something that we can actually do.
Yeah. Or maybe not. Maybe that's the bit.
And at our noble tier, we've got our marquee, Sir Cakedwarf, who, unfortunately, because the other two didn't get theirs today, is also not going to get his.
Is there something else you want me to? I know I'm always like, let's sing a thing, but it's just like, now I'm self-conscious about it because I'm not good at these.
I'm not sure what else.
I feel like I'm delivering a worse product than doing nothing at all.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just distracting and wasting podcast time forever, other listeners, especially because it's over and over again.
I mean, that's part of the fun.
But that's me. wasting people's time.
Yeah.
You do edit them down from how long it usually takes us to do them, admittedly, so props to that. But
I'm not a monster.
Yeah.
Also, I want people to actually listen.
Thank you. That's a good thought.
And last and certainly not least, at our commoner tier, we've got Rena, Laura Carroll, and Last Man on Earth. So thank you so much to all of our patrons.
Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Brad, for doing that. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you listen to all the podcasts on our feed because there's some cool stuff coming up. And
Actually,
Brad,
that probably already came out.
oh, man, that cool stuff was really cool if that already happened by the time you're hearing this that I can't talk about because it hasn't happened yet for me. That it could, who knows. But yeah. And Brad, Bungo Stray Dogs, more like Bungo Dog Shit. Am I right? Or you can just put me doing the sing-songy time to do an episode of a manga I don't like. Just let them think about it.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
On today's episode, can you play me the start of Haikyuu so I can get my tone of voice similar because I liked it?
Sure.
I honestly think this is turned.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, it's still good until 2027.
Jesus Christ. I can't believe you haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, how do you know when something sour has turned? It's already sour.
I think this has gone bad. It's sour, but not in a good way.
In a bad way. I mean, you have all those candy cinnamon. There's so many times where we buy snacks and we never finish them.
Yeah. That happens in my house, too.
I feel bad sometimes about eating them when you're not here, and then I've stopped doing that because they would just go uneaten. There was that bag of what's it, Dr. Pepper Oreos that I threw out because that was from 2 Christmases ago. I thought it was from last Christmas. It was 2 Christmases ago, Brad. We never opened them. We never ate them.
Yeah.
They just sat in my house.
I have a whole shelf full of snacks next to my desk that I barely ever touch.
Oh, my goodness.
It's the thing is like I have some very specific snacks that I like all the time.
Yeah.
And when I buy those, I eat them.
Yeah.
And then
Sometimes you experiment.
my wife buys me all these different things.
Oh, there you go.
Because I do like to try different things.
You do.
But then there's a whole pile of stuff, and I then also get that what's the thing where you can't make a decision?
Executive dysfunction.
Well, no, but
Erectile dysfunction.
when you have too many options.
Choice paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even if I'm like, oh, I want a snack right now, I look over at that and I'm like, I don't want a snack right now. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah. What if the boys played volleyball?
Bingo, bango, bungo.
That's pretty good. I liked that read, actually.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't change a thing.
I wouldn't change nothing either. He's a werger. Do we not give a shit about this, right? We learned we don't have to give a shit about it.
About what?
The water heater.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, because I was like, we sat there and waited for 15
forever
minutes,
and ever, and we're
it
not
didn't
going to do
even
that
make
again.
a difference.
Yeah, it didn't make a bit of difference.
Which we will have forgotten about completely.
Yes.
By the time we record this again in 3, 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Who knows? Okay, bye. Okay,
I
hello.
wasn't going to
I know.
include that part.
I know we're done. I love when we don't have to do the outro.
Yeah, I read the first volume of Phantom Busters.
I don't remember how many, because I read
There's
a bunch.
3 out on Viz.
I read a bunch and then got sick and then just sort of didn't do anything for many days and didn't read more Phantom Busters.
I enjoyed it.
Do you meet the girl spirit in that time who's in that classroom? I'm going to take the answer as no because you're making faces at me. Maybe she's a Volume 2 character.
I don't think so, but also I read that like right after we recorded and I forget everything.
I forget a bunch. I don't want to. It's like, do I give you more details to help remember it? No, but like they find a ghost that they think is a student, and she seems really cool, but then she's a ghost. But they figure out a way to like take her out of the town, and that exercises her. But it's like she
Because she needed to walk around.
Yeah, there you go. But it just like I don't mean maybe she pops up again later, but like a lesser manga, like she just felt so much like a character of like, and then she joins the cast actually, and then she just does it, and I'm like, credit to the author for not just like for making a really fun character and not being like, well, I can't just get rid of her. Like I don't know.
Was her name Sachiko?
I don't think so. But like props to him. Hit that ding dang button there.
Bungo Stray Dogs Part 2.
Correct. I have to listen to my voice moment, but also I very quickly want to do a dub for Homestar Runner comic. Somebody made here. I'll just send it to you on Discord so you can see it. Can you access Discord on where you are?
I have it open right now. I was just reading imaginary stuff on Canon Master, remember?
You did. May I?
Are you going to do both?
Yeah, I can do both.
Okay.
Happy Pride Month, my gay caballeros. Shout out to all my fellow LGBTs. It's LGBT, Dorkback Mountain. I know how to spell LGBT, Thwong bad. Because I could just feel in my soul that shout out to all my fellow LGBTs is like how he'd say it. And also, like, Dorkback Mountain's real good. Okay, let me listen to my voice memo where I'm not very happy about Bungo Stray Dogs. But which one of these is that? Which one of these is that? And which one of these is therapy? Nope, that's therapy.
You didn't delete it.
I didn't.
But the anime's better. For fights.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't there like only like 4 or 5 chapters in the book?
Yeah, I think it's 4 total chapters in the first volume.
I hated that so much.
I think it was Full Tiger. And there it is. Okay, we're done.
Okay. I mean, you're not actually playing that. I didn't want that to... That was for me. That was for me to remember what I thought. Just to be clear, none of that goes in. Unless there's like a really funny bit. But yeah, none of that should even... For the after beeps, but none of that should be in the episode. I'm going to hopefully express those thoughts now.
And we're back. And I don't want to say horrible. I don't
Are you
think...
hearing that? The fuck was that?
Nope.
I thought it was like these things unsticking. It was like a crunchy noise. It's like not that was too strong a crunch. Like crunching snow crunching, which is why I thought it was the foam. But all the foam appears to be still attached. That's weird. It happened like twice.
Nope.
Okay. Sorry.
What was I saying?
I don't remember. The first volume was the first chapter.
Anyway, whatever was going on there.
A house thing happened.
I'm going to kick myself when I go to edit it, and I'm like, oh.
That's what you were talking about.
What are the Bungo dogs going to be up to next week?
What are them Bungo dogs? Hopefully the Bungo boy dogs get up to something. Oh, sorry, that's the bonus episode. Hopefully those Bungo stray boys get up to something more interesting next week.
You forgot the bit already.
What will those stray boys get up to next time?
The bit that actually hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. No, Haikyuu came out.
Oh, right, Haikyuu.
I keep forgetting Haikyuu came out.
Just the one.
Just the one.
I guess that's it.
Yes.